Matthew Harnett on our YouTube chat. Yeah, tough loss for the Pats last night. You think? We'll dig into it. Also, he's back. More about the Jet side of things, isn't it? We got vintage Aaron Rodgers. Oh, he can't run. He's 40. This is 40, he said on his Instagram last night. Hashtag this is 40. Let's do this. Shout out Paul Rudd and I believe Leslie Mann in that movie, This is 40. There we go. I'm also joined by, how about this? Who leads the NFL in interceptions? Packers safety, Xavier McKinney. He's got a game against the Titans. Will Levis look out? He's going to get that turkey. He's looking for 3 back to back to back. Will we see Jordan Love? Everyone knows Xavier McKinney and I, we're tight, we're best friends. I'm the reason he's in Green Bay after all, so he'll probably tell me. Or will it be his former teammate, by the way, from high school, Malik Willis? We'll dig into some matchups. We got some really beautiful ones. We got Texans, Vikings, Eagles, Saints. Eagles, Saints will be wild. And how about the man who picked off Mahomes more than anyone else? That is right, more than any other person. It is new Falcon safety, Justin Simmons. He's like the Captain America, and he's got the Chiefs on Sunday night. Let's go. All right, let's do it. Everybody, happy Friday. Having a great Friday on the show. It is Up and Adams with Xavier McKinney, new Packer, and Justin Simmons, new Falcon, and hopefully Matthew Hamilton with a new studio setup. No. Hello?
Hello.
The whole control room is laughing. I can hear them through this wall. When are you gonna? We got you nice.
They can keep laughing. I'm not gonna do it now. I'm just not gonna do it.
Did you see?
We want to keep harassing me about it. That's gonna be the thing. The longer you harass me, the longer I'm gonna take. I'm pulling a Kay Adams move right now.
Oh, okay. I quite like that you and I work together. I think a little too long at this point. Hey, you're where Hamilton's a high school coach, y'all. We have meetings and Hamilton's literally, there's whistles and he's like, quarterback drill, blah, blah, blah. He's yelling at children left and right on these calls. Who you got this week, buddy?
We have Arlington on the road. They've knocked us out of the playoffs 2 of the last 3 years, so this one's a little personal for us this week.
Oh, I hope you beat up on them.
Trying to get a little revenge.
I hope you beat up on them like the Jets beat up on the Patriots. Let's do this thing. What did I say? I want to see Aaron Rodgers. Gronk sat here and said, I'm calling a mini breakout for him. And he did it all. I loved it. And here we go. He's back. He wasn't just good. He was looking like vintage Aaron Rodgers. Okay, I'll just do this myself. He was looking like, let me get to where I want to go because this is what I want to show you guys. He was completing 77% of his passes, 281 yards, 2 scores, highest completion percentage in a game since 2021. That's when he won his most recent MVP, right? So the most impressive thing is the thing that we all thought, maybe he can't do it anymore. He's got a walker. The ageism in the NFL these days, please. So impressive on a short week, nonetheless. Look at those Jets. All right, look at those gams running around. Let's go, 8. Escaping pressure, moving effortlessly, throwing on the run. He was just taking off and running around. I think he hears us, and he's like, shut up, everyone, here we go. Such a big part of his career, and I think why people have been reserved about him is the athleticism. We hadn't seen a ton of this type of stuff, and especially through the first 2 games where he was literally sitting on an ice block on the sideline because no offense wants to see what he can do. I cannot understate how big seeing him move around like this was. But let's hear from the man himself. He looked good. He looked back. He's got a fresh little haircut. He was Johnny Cash on the way out to the stadium 7 hours early. Take a listen.
I was, feeling real good out there. I felt good pregame, and, I've been progressing. I said to you guys after week 1, it's going to be a process of continuing to extend plays once I feel more comfortable, and this was kind of the first step in playing like I know I'm capable of playing. I felt like I was, myself quite a few years ago.
Word on the street, he had a hot date with June Carter later on. That Johnny Cash look is working for him. If we get this Aaron Rodgers going forward, and the defense, by the way, looking like it did last night, this is a team, like if you're a Bills fan, you're like, expletive, like this is not good. You don't want this. This is a team that can absolutely make noise in the AFC. And I mentioned the defense. Let's give them some love. That should not get lost in this brilliant Aaron Rodgers comeback performance. My fear was the Pats were going to play keep away. I said yesterday, defense, do your job and get off the field. The Jets held them to 2 for 11 on third down. They held them to under 20 minutes time of possession, which I love to see. And they racked up a insane 7 sacks, right? 2.5 coming from Will McDonald, who we gave an Eric attaboy to earlier this week. He's up to 5.5, by the way, in the last 2 games. Unbelievable. This was dominance. And if there was one question mark on the night for people, it wasn't perfect, right? It wasn't Shohei Ohtani, because Shohei Ohtani didn't do this. This was viral. It's all anyone's talking about. It's Aaron, it's Salah. Jets go up 14-zip. This is awkward. I don't know. There's a lot of memes that can be made, but let's listen to Aaron after the game first.
It's not really awkward at all.
You to push him away, though, when he went to hug you. What happened?
I didn't know. He's not a big hugger, usually, so I didn't know he was going for the hug. He likes to do the 2-hand chest push as well. So, but he talks a lot about 2-score leads. So I just kind of gave him a push and said 2-score lead. That's what happened.
I think that's the same suit he wore when he did that. What was he, John Wick for Halloween once? I think that's a recycle. That's a good look, A-Rod. I like the PR spin on this. They were aligned. They both said the same thing, that it was just, if you look at Aaron there, that's how I like my Aaron Rodgers. I've had a little bit enough of the woosah. The sound baths are cute and that's how I like him. We've seen that look in his eyes before, that don't you even dare, don't you That means he's about to inflict pain on a whole bunch of everyone across the path, every defender, every team. Brady had this kind of thing to him, too. I don't think I like this. I'm into this. Everybody needs to get on board. This is the Aaron Rodgers I know and love that can come F up the league, okay? I think this is how he is when he's his best. Be yourself, Aaron. I don't mind it. Do I believe that it was this, like, hug 2-hand thing? No, I think it's nice that they're aligned in it after. Do I think that this is the last time that we've seen some sort of brouhaha between Aaron and the leadership, the overlords in play? No, but I'm enjoying this one. Don't let that rain on your parade this morning. Remember, like, preseason, we're talking about Garrett Wilson and Aaron. And it's nothing. It's nothing. Don't make anything of it. Let's move on. And let's hope, by the way, it's a good game. Let's hope the rest of week 3 can match the energy. And I think that it will. Hammy, you can get in here if we look at this. And by the way, Sunday ticket, if you want it, go and get it. You can bet $5 over on FanDuel Sportsbook. $5, throw it on anything, a money line, an alt spread, whatever you want. And FanDuel is giving you a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket. That's the only way you'll catch games like the, Giants and the Browns, Packers, Titans will be good. Will it be Malik? Will it be Jordan Love back? We got Chargers and Steelers. That'll be a brilliant one between 2 incredible coaches. Basically, if you bet $5 on FanDuel, you get NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube, bringing you 3 weeks free, and that's really the only way you can watch every out-of-market Sunday afternoon game. Let's take a look at the Week 1 slate before we get into our hunches. Hamilton, anything else popping out to you? This is a great weekend. I'd really like to see, as we saw the Aaron Rodgers comeback, I'd like to see Caleb Williams, who loves Aaron Rodgers, really do his thing on the road here.
Yeah, that's going to be a big one up against Anthony Richardson and the Colts. Both of those quarterbacks not off to the starts we're hoping to see out of them. So I think it's a huge game for both of those young guys. That Sunday nighter Chiefs Falcons too, I think is going to be really, really interesting. Excited to hear from Justin Simmons later on that. He's had a lot of success against Patrick, as you mentioned before. Yeah. And that Lions Cardinals is a sneaky interesting one too, with the Lions coming off a loss, the Cardinals coming off of a huge win over the Rams. I think that's going to be a really exciting one. Lots of points scored there. Here's
what I'd like to know by the end of the show from you, and I'm going to hit my hunches here, but I haven't seen them as usual. But before we get to that, I want from you, what is your hunch on which player on Sunday, you could pick Sunday Night Football, whatever, which player has the best shot of pulling an Ohtani? Whatever that means by whatever definition. We'll get into Shohei here in a little bit. He'll get his due on the program today. But who's got the best chance of, like, really having a spectacular Saquon season opener kind of game? I'd like that from you. But now it's hunch time, baby. Hammer hits me with things that make me nervous. I break out in a little bit of a sweat. Don't ask about my personal life. Let's do it.
All right, so first one, Debo and CMC are out for the Niners. Now, Kittle yesterday had a hamstring injury, didn't practice. He's questionable. So all eyes are on Brandon Ayuk, and his line is 72.5 yards right now in that game against the Rams. What's your hunch? Is he going over or under that?
No, this is the game of the week, people. Nobody's playing in this game. This will be so fun to watch these two lunatics just battleship each other and sink each other's battleship all weekend with third stringers. This is an amazing game in the making. I would say, well, it's got to be over, right? Like last time he played without Debo was a Bengals game that I remember very well, and he put up well over 100 yards. He's gone for 80 plus in 4 of his last 6 without Debo. As much as they say, Hammy, that they love each other, they go off with each other or not on the field. So I'm going to take the over. Easy here.
It is true. We have seen that in the past, but on both sides. We've seen Debo go off without Ayuk as well. So I like that call there. All right, next one. Alvin Kamara, as we know, off to a really hot start. His line for rushing yards this week is 65.5. What's your hunch, over or under that?
65.5 against the Eagles. Okay, well, why is it so low? I don't know. He's averaging 99 yards a game on the ground for the first 2 weeks. Is there something about the Eagles' defense I need to know? Because their run defense is bottom 10 in the league. Bajan, they were running all over them Monday night, right? Him and Tyler, who you love, who didn't score. I'm going to say over. Banging the over. Absolutely.
Yeah, I like that one too. The Saints' offensive line too, I don't think has gotten enough love for this hot start. Fuaga, the rookie, has been phenomenal. Trevor Penning on the other side is healthy and out there. So I like that one as well. You're right. This Eagles run D was having a really rough time on Monday night.
All right, but get to one really quick. Go.
All right, last one. Sunday Night Football. We got to run this back because you nailed it last week with Nico Collins. Who's scoring the first touchdown on Sunday Night Football? Falcons Chiefs. This
isn't the scariest bet, but the most rewarding. Like I was literally on my couch up and down because Nico Collins scored. I'm going to see, a lot of good options here. Plus 1,100 for Xavier Worthy. That's where I'm going. Quiet last week. We talked to Deshaun Jackson about it. How do you get him going consistently? He's going to get him going. We see Worthy score. I'm going to say tone setter, big play out the gates.
And it's interesting. He was at plus 500 last night, up to plus 1,100 this morning. So a lot of late movement there, which is kind of interesting.
You getting the Google alerts for the lines moving is insane, sick pup stuff, but love you for it. Up next, we've got K-Makers. We've got who's going to have anytime touchdowns. We're getting you guys set. Go have fun on FanDuel Sportsbook. And yeah, is this not the same suit? We love it. Aaron looks great. Wow. That's all I got to say. Question for you, Matthew. What do I need to know? Have you released a car?
What?
Have you released a car?
Released a car?
No?
I have not.
Okay, so I think my car lease ends like today or sometime, and then I have to go, it's been 2 years. I have to go give it back. Mm-hmm. Can I keep the car? Can I go in there and say, I just want to keep the car?
Yeah, I mean, you can negotiate with them. Yeah.
Okay, but I don't want to negotiate down, right? Because it's no longer the car that it was at the rate that I had 2 years ago when I got it off the lot, right?
Yeah.
So why don't people do that? They just want new cars?
I think you have to buy it, right? After that. Yeah.
Okay, why? I'm not Richard. Yeah. I'm not talking to you.
Yeah, you have to buy it out at that point. So you can't continue to lease. You have the option to purchase.
I know why can't, but I can't go in there and say, let's just do this for another year.
I don't believe so.
Why?
I'm not an expert on the subject.
This car has 5,000 miles on it. I can't, over 2 years, I can't go in and say, give it to me for less money a month and I just want to keep it. Richard?
I don't know all the intricacies of these negotiations. Now we can hear from Richard. Yeah.
I don't quite know what to do. All I know is I'm easy freaking pickings walking into a car dealership, let me tell you. I have no patience. I'm just like, by the time it's, they'll be like, oh, maybe we can talk about, just sign me up. Whatever.
Sure. I'll sign whatever you want. Yeah.
I know. I don't want to be in there for longer. I remember when I remember the day 2 years ago, I was like, get me back to New York. I hate myself. I hate this thing. I'm sitting at the dealership and then somebody told me that they'll just bring a car to your house. So you don't even have to go there. I think that's what Richard told me. I remember. Like, why are you at the dealership? And I was like, I don't know, Margot. I don't know.
Wow.
I love Los Angeles. I think if I keep saying I hate it, I'm only gonna hate it. It's like the Eagles when Saquon makes that drop. You know you're gonna lose the freaking game. I'm not falling for that. I love Los Angeles. Going to a concert tonight. I'm going to see Hozier at the Forum.
Nice.
Very LA. About to spend a lot of money on a stupid car that I'm never gonna drive. What's a good car? What are good cars out there right now? What's like a decent car? Not to buy, but like lease. You know, like.
Yeah.
I don't think I can
there's
have
a lot
sedan.
of good options out there.
I don't think I can have a sedan. I think I'm like.
You need something you could bully people on the road with, for sure.
Yeah, Deshaun and LaShawn on 25 and 10 said that they thought I had like a G-Wagon. I was like, no one knows me less than these two. This goof troop over here. Yeah, like a matted. Okay, back on Up and Adams. Thanks for watching on MSG, on FanDuel TV, everywhere you're watching on YouTube. I'm seeing the comments. No, I'm not dating him. What's going on? Okay, K-Makers, who's scoring touchdowns this week? Week 3, Derek Henry. Ha, ha, ha. He's got the Cowboys run defense. Did you watch Hall of Famer Emmitt Smith on my show yesterday say he's concerned about this run defense? And in comes Derek. He scored in both games so far, by the way, so you're getting some nice odds there. I love that at minus 125. How about give me David Montgomery? He's got the Cardinals. He has scored in both games he's played in already, and he has 5 straight regular season games streaking with a touchdown, so he keeps it rolling in the desert. And finally, I always like to give a long shot because I'm not afraid to. I know he made Chiefs fans so mad last week, but I'm going to go with Carson Steele. No Isaiah Pacheco, so the Crocodile Hunter, what a weird gentleman this is, he is going to punch one in on Sunday night in Atlanta. Football officially back, everyone. FanDuel making it exciting for week 3 because all customers can double their winnings. There you go. You can double your winnings right now in FanDuel with a 100% profit boost. I feel like we're getting used to this. FanDuel, stop spoiling us. I'd never seen this before. Now we're running it back 3 weeks in a row. What? You can get 2 times the payout on NFL Sunday moneyline bets. I'm looking at, look at my schedule here. How about the Raiders this week? Minus 240, home against the Panthers and Andy Dalton. I like that. Comeback win over the Ravens sort of sparked something for Minshew. And I think that they say see ya, and we celebrate a victory Tuesday with Devontae Adams once again. So, yeah, if you bet this game using the 100% profit boost, you will be getting double your winnings. We've got a big show. We've got Justin Simmons, 4-time All-Pro. Unbelievable. Can't wait to talk to him. Xavier McKinney, who's got a big game against the Titans this week, trying to take those Packers to a Super Bowl. But right now we have a senior NFL writer for the Associated Press. I love this guy. I love this guy. A master, by the way, at predicting games. And you can check out Pro Picks. It's a column on apnews.com. Rob Maaddi, how are you?
What's up, Kay? How are you?
It's good. I'm great. I'm happy to see you. How's the season going? What did you think of last night?
Last night was great, but you know what's funny is the whole handshake, 2-hand shove, whatever it was, it's going to turn into the new Egypt for Aaron Rodgers, right? That's all everybody's going to talk about. Oh, he shouldn't have gone. It was mandatory minicamp. Now they have this great win last night. Aaron Rodgers looks great. He's running, he's rolling out, he's making beautiful passes to Garrett Wilson, but all about the handshake and the awkward moment with him and Robert Saleh. But I thought it was fantastic for the Jets fans because this is the moment they've been waiting for. Week 1 was week 2, obviously a little bit better. They won the game. Last night was what it's all about. Last night is what they were expecting from Aaron Rodgers, and he's back. He looks like he's totally back. He's having fun, and it's great news for the Jets fans.
Does it make you feel more confident that they are a contender in the AFC East, the AFC? What does this game do to a guy like you who knows the game so well?
Okay, I needed them to win because, 1, I took them, and then 2, I have them winning the division. I have them winning the AFC East, and that's contingent upon Aaron Rodgers staying healthy, being out there, being on the field. Now, Morgan Moses did go down, and he needs that offensive line to protect him. The severity of that injury, we don't know yet, but it doesn't seem to be as serious as potentially a season ender. Mm-hmm. So that's very important. But I thought they really asserted themselves. Last night, it was a big game for them to be able to go out there when you're playing a team that you are just clearly better than, but it's the New England Patriots, minus Belichick finally, minus Tom Brady. They got all those ghosts from the past. I think they've turned that around now. They've gotten past that. No more aura of the Patriots kind of spooking out the New York Jets. It's a new era for New York, and they're ready to go. I think this is the game that's going to set them on sort of a run.
I mean, your prediction was Jets win 23-17. I want everyone that maybe isn't familiar with Rob Maaddi, APnews.com. You have to go and read his column because I need truly, you're here selfishly. I need your freaking help. You are incredible. You are 23-9 with your picks to start the year. Since the beginning of the 2022 season, including last night, your picks record, this is crazy, 380 to 212. That is 64%. That, people, is the same winning percentage as Andy Reid for his career. So we are looking at the Week 3 slate. You're going to give it to us right now, starting with 2 undefeated teams. The Texans, they go to Minnesota. They take on the Vikings. Houston favored by 2.5 points. How do you see it going?
I'm concerned a little bit about Joe Mixon and potentially Dameon Pierce being out of the lineup. It's a bigger challenge for Minnesota. They're 2-0. But, Kay, I just look at it. Who do I trust more late in the game as a quarterback? C.J. Stroud or Sam Darnold? I know both defenses get after the quarterback. Flores' scheme really gave fits to Brock Purdy last week. But late in the game, I want the ball in C.J. Stroud's hands. I'm going to take the Texans to win this one and cover. I just don't see – a lot of us picked the Vikings to finish last in the NFC North. I don't see them starting the season 3-0. I go Texans 26-20. Win the game, cover the spread.
They're favored by 2.5 points. I also want to say, I just see that Stroud's line is 260.5 this week for passing. And he hasn't hit that yet. But Mixon's banged up. Vikings defense good, pass defense a little bit more vulnerable. I think this is the week that I had hit the over on that. Okay, let's go with 2 other undefeated teams. Such a good game. Chargers having to go into Pittsburgh. Steelers favored by 1.5. Who goes to 3-0?
It's going to be I love it. Old school smash mouth football. Jim Harbaugh's all excited this week about going to Pittsburgh. Like, he couldn't even spit the words out that he's going to Pittsburgh to play in this game. Justin Herbert's a little bit banged up, so they're going to rely probably more on J.K. Dobbins in the run game. Justin Fields so far, Kay, we've seen him play error-free, mistake-free, but he hasn't really let loose. He hasn't done some of those creative playmaking things that we've been accustomed to seeing him in the past. I think this is the game where he does that. Really intriguing matchup. T.J. Watt and Joe Alt. So I'm going to take the Steelers to win this one field goal, 2017.
Yeah, and the total in this one is 35.5, and you actually have them going over that as well, two of the heaviest run teams in the league so far.
Yeah, and here's a stat for you. Chargers, 8 straight wins in the Eastern time zone. They stayed in North Carolina after that game, so they're a little accustomed to it. I'm going against that, breaking the streak. Run the football, but lose the game at the end.
Rob, you're a sick pup that you know stuff like that. You know that? You're what I call a sick pup.
You know, coming on the show now, it's just going to mean I'm going to go 3-14 this week. It's just absolutely guaranteed.
Why would you say that? Shut up! No.
I come on. I'm 65%. I'm missing that. It's going to be 3-14.
Don't you bring that bad juju in here? Okay, well, I want to bang through a couple of these. The Buccaneers, they're undefeated, right? They're hosting the Broncos. Tampa Bay favored by 6.5. You've got the Bucs winning but not covering the spread.
Yeah, very familiar with the Bucs. I'm here in Tampa. I'm going to be at that game. Their defense is banged up. I don't think this is a game where they have to be concerned about a tight one where they're not going to win it. I just see a backdoor cover. Maybe Bo Nix finds a way to get a touchdown late in the game in the end zone. 24-18. They sneak in and they get that cover.
Broncos defense ranks top 10 right now. They're the 4th ranked pass defense in the league. Interesting. Okay, you have 2 big money line picks that stood out to me this morning. You have the Saints favored by 2.5 points over the Eagles. Why do you think Philly pulls out the win? This Saints team is red hot.
Okay, this one's where the line's telling me something. The Eagles are going in short week, lost, banged up, no A.J. Brown. The Saints look like world beaters. Derek Carr and the offense is unstoppable. They just dominated Dallas. So why is this line 2.5? Why is it not 4.5, 5, 5.5? This is a game where I strictly feel the better team isn't going to win, but the line and the odds makers made my decision for me. Eagles go on the road. They're 2-0. Jalen Hurts is 2-0 against the Saints. They find a way, run the football. Saquon Barkley keeps Derek Carr off the field, maybe a 35-25 time of possession. Eagles win 27-26.
I think, second highest line of the week, 49.5. Fireworks. That's an over for me. That'll be nice. Okay, I agree with you. Do you think there's another upset coming this weekend in Buffalo? What's going on?
Desperate team. The Jacksonville Jaguars are a playoff caliber football team, yet they're facing 0-3. And since 1979, only 6 teams have started 0-3, right, and made the playoffs. This is not a position that Doug Peterson's Jaguars want to be in. They can't go to 0-3. It's the Gabe Davis game. He's going back to Buffalo. He might get 150. What's his over-under? He's going to get 115 yards receiving. They need to win the game. Buffalo's got 3 straight road games coming up, tough road games. They might get caught in a little bit of a trap of looking ahead to those overlooking the 0-2 Jaguars who desperately need to win. I'm taking the Jags 23-21.
I love the story. I love a Gabe Davis revenge game. That's what I'm here for. I think they give him the ball a lot. He's the kind of guy who's asking coach for the ball. So I like that a lot. And they've won back-to-back games over the Bills as well. You can follow Rob Maaddi's predictions on Pro Picks. It's a column. Easy read. Do it. Be smarter. Have some fun over at FanDuel Sportsbook. It's on apnews.com. Thank you for joining me, Rob. Can we please do this again?
Thanks, Kay. Anytime.
Yay, I love that. Yay! Just a reminder, if you want to tail any of Rob's bets or place your own, you can double your winnings for any Sunday money line bet by using the 100% profit boost code. 100% double mint commercial. Those 2 blonde twins riding a bike. Double the pleasure, double the fun, everybody. 2 times the payout. We will be back. We have amazing guests. Rob Maaddi of AP as was one of them. We also have Xavier McKinney on the show, Justin Simmons as well. Oh, that is funny. He was great. He's great.
That was phenomenal. Yeah.
Loved. So smart. I just felt like I learned 9 things. We like giving good information.
Especially.
And that record, he knows his shit, everybody. On the old YouTube, go have some fun. He knows his shit.
The Andy Reid of making picks.
Yeah, he's the Andy Reid making picks. That's it. There's the brand. There's the brand right there. Are we doing? This is fine for C Block, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about Shohei?
Yeah. What's that?
I'm sorry. Do we want to talk about Shohei in a break, or is it scripted somewhere? Where is it? Is it somewhere?
It is in the break 1.
I'd love to see that. I want to talk about Shohei.
Let's do it.
Can we please?
Let's do it. Or do you want to do it in the next break now?
Hey, newly married Romeo back there. Okay. Sean, are you on your honeymoon? You know that Sean got married?
I didn't. Congratulations, Sean.
What do you mean?
Oh,
honeymoon soon, yeah.
Okay.
No, I thought he said, yeah, I got married, yeah.
Oh, so.
Listen, the casualness of marriage, very hot right now.
Oh, God. There we go.
Oh, shit. I have such. Did you get that meme thing I sent you of the Aaron Rodgers one?
Yes.
I mean, some of these are too freaking funny. When you see Matt Hamilton, he forgets your New Rochelle football merch. What's another one that someone had? When you walk past the Oval Office in Green Bay with your wife and act like you've never been there before. Candy, I don't know you. What? Huh?
What?
Okay, I was not hearing you. McKinney! Xavier McKinney is on the show! I love him.
He's awesome. I can't wait for people to see this one.
Did you see?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
the stuff with Jordan Love was.
No, I think it's like he's like in his bag. Like he's got a trapper keeper and a protractor, and he's just like finding a way to get it done. Okay, welcome back to the Up and Adam show. Xavier McKinney is a pleasure. Packers fans love him because he's getting interceptions, but he's also embracing the community. He's embracing his role as a leader. This dude loves being a leader. Huge win against the Colts. So excited that I got a chance to reach out with this superstar in the NFL, and maybe the reason, the piece that this team gets through the NFC to the Super Bowl and wins it all. There were splashy free agent signings all over the place. He was one of them. Xavier McKinney from the Giants to Green Bay, leading the NFL in interceptions. I have so many things I need to ask you, Xavier McKinney, but let's start with Green Bay, the switch up. What is the best part about the move to the new fan base in the new city?
I think the best part is probably it's very peaceful. It's very quiet, just outside the building. So I really get to work on, my craft, my work, and even outside of just the football part of it, I get to work on myself without too many distractions. So I think that's been the best part about being here.
What do you do for fun? I feel like Packers players are always at each other's houses, playing cards, board games, that kind of stuff. Is that happening with you?
Yeah, so I actually, I'm having the DBs over today for the game tonight. But, I mean, for the most part, I just kind of been chilling, playing the game, reading, and that's really about it. I've been in tune with my art stuff still.
Okay.
But for the most part, just kind of just relaxing, studying.
Okay.
That's really about it.
I mean, whatever. I'm asking because it's working for you.
Yeah.
I feel like, what's the lesson here? If you want to be an all-pro, top of the game, NFL leading interception DB, move to the middle of the country where it's quiet?
I mean, yeah. That's the plan. I think, this year, going into this year, my mindset was completely different from all the others. And, I've learned so much already from this coaching staff, and they've taught me a lot, just growing my football mind, and I've been able to grow on my own football-wise. So it's been good, man. I just kind of in a different mindset, and I kind of know, the job that needs to be done, and I'm trying to accomplish that.
How is the mindset different? What's changed?
I'm just super locked in. I'm super focused. I want to win. And not just, obviously you got to take it game by game, day by day. But, I play to win the big one. I wasn't here to, I didn't come here to just, make the playoffs. And that's not really my goals. I got bigger goals and bigger dreams. So I know in order to do that, I had to be able to play, at a high level, at my position, and do my individual job. And ultimately that helps us, as a team and as a defense. So just trying to do that, help the guys around me, make guys around me play better. And, it's been going well.
I mean, you came there to win a ring, but you really came there because of me, right? I get all the credit. You don't understand. When you make a play, this is why I wanted to talk to you. Just like, thank you, because I have all these Packer fans like telling me they'll send me gifts and presents and free Piggly Wiggly and cheese curds and all sorts of stuff because of me bringing the Derek Ansley sort of connection to you. And look, it happened.
Most definitely. Yeah, it's been great. I ain't gonna lie. You was cooking with something with that for sure. Yeah, it's been good.
They're lucky to have you, and they know it. Packers fans, I mean, I'm sure you feel it. Packers fans love you.
Yeah, no, I love them. Shit, this is my first game in Lambeau this past weekend.
Oh,
it was crazy. That was the best, crowd noise that I felt since college. So it really took me back to like college days, and it was a great experience. I can't wait to play in there again when we play at night, because I know nighttime is going to be crazy. So, yeah. It's
special. Even being at training camp, it's just, everything's historic, and there's like more gravity to everything. Everything feels bigger, and like, it's a really special place. And I'm sure it helps you with the Packers fans that, you got Anthony Richardson, you got Jalen Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
So I think those interceptions are happening. Do these things sort of come in threes, you think? Is that Will Levis on the docket for this Sunday?
Man, I hope so. I hope so. I'll just keep my routine, keep preparing how I know how to. And, when those opportunities present themselves, my job is to seize those moments and seize those opportunities. So I'm gonna definitely try to keep this thing rolling.
It's funny you mentioned that. I guess it is that big check comes the pressure, comes that you're going to do a lot of things. I mean, we looked it up before this interview. You've been everywhere in just 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
Lined up on the D line, in the box as a linebacker, in the slot. We've seen you as a deep free safety.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting Charles Woodson on my show, and I'm getting all these comps to you. What is it like 2 weeks into your Packers career to hear those?
It's special. It's an honor. I want to meet. I never have gotten to meet Charles Woodson.
It's so cool.
But it's an honor, man. Obviously, he's a Hall of Famer. He's a great player. He's been a great player, wherever he's been. So it's an honor to just be, have people even mention that. But for me, like I always say, like, I'm trying to be who I am. And I don't try to get comparisons to anybody, because obviously they were their own player, and I believe I'm my own player as well. So, but it's an honor, and it's so much love and there's so much respect for him, and any of the other comparisons that they've done, and it's just great.
Let's talk about your quarterback, Jordan Love. So bummed to see him go out, and then I'm like, is he a vampire? Is he an X-Men? Is he Wolverine with the healing powers, that he's going to be okay? What is all this talk about him possibly returning this weekend?
I'm not sure. Honestly, I don't really know like what everybody like talks about, but I do know, like, he's been working hard and doing his best to try to get out there whenever he can. But like I was kind of saying the other day, I feel like right now, our job is to hold down the fort for him. He's QB1 and he's the leader of our team, but we're not rushing him, and he knows that.
I'm like, don't play. Josh Jacobs is doing his thing. The defense is doing his thing. Like, Jordan, calm down. Kick your feet up. Relax.
We're not rushing him. And he's not rushing himself. He's gonna take his time, and he gonna do what he got to do, and we know that, and we respect that.
Yeah, I heard you had your second practice with him. He was back out there today, which is great. I like the not no rushing him situation. When you started practicing against him and you see how he operates, and you watched him, we've all seen him. You watched, the playoffs against the Cowboys, all these things, that whole run that they had last year. When you've gotten to know him, what really sticks out to you? Like, damn, he is special.
Just the way, like, honestly, like, just the way he watched film. I remember one day, I actually called him, because I was at home and I was watching film, and I was asking him about like I try to get a tip on what he's looking at when he's looking at a middle field safety or just safeties in general. And I had asked him if it was something I did, because we were going against the ones, and I was trying to figure out if my break like deterred him from a throw.
Okay.
And kind of just broke down the whole process of like, what he's reading, and, what I did, and seeing, just kind of breaking, the offensive side down to me. So I thought that was special. And, you just see how he plays, man. He's a hard read. He's one of the quarterbacks that I've played against.
Okay.
Like, he's hard to get a read against. And because you never really know, what he's going to do. He's great with looking off. And it's just hard to get a clean read against him. So anytime you got that type of quarterback, like, you're in good hands. So, yeah.
I just feel bad for Will Levis, because I know that he knows what's coming. What have you seen on the tape? What's in the books?
I mean, he's a special player. I think he's gonna be really good. You're a young player. You haven't really experienced much in the league, so he's gonna make those mistakes, and he'll learn from them.
But I do want to talk about you and Malik Willis, because he got the game ball after the Colts win, as he should. He did an incredible job. You two were teammates, right? Back at Rockwell High School. I looked at your highlights of this 48-yard touchdown pass against Pebblebrook.
Yeah. I ran a wheel route out the backfield.
if he's your quarterback going into this game against the Titans, how much are we scratching the surface of what he can sort of unleash with these amazing adjustments that LaFleur deserves credit for?
Yeah, he just like, I know what he's made of. Obviously, I grew up with him pretty much, and I played with him in high school. Got to watch him in college, and got to watch him when he got to the pros. But he's a special player, man. He's done a great job of coming in and being a true professional, and really like honing in on his job and knowing that he has a job to do, and he prepares like a starter. Last week when he was out there, I talked to him and I was just like, bro, like, we behind you, and we with you. Whatever you do, like, we with you 100% of the way. And obviously he knows that. For me, like, we've been doing this for a long time, so it's just great to have him back on the team, man. It brings back old days when we was in high school, and he's done a great job.
He's practicing against a really great defense. It kind of scares me if I'm the rest of the NFC to hear you say what I think you're saying is that you said we're not quite there yet. We don't have it all figured together. And it isn't. It's an entirely new defense from last year. You guys are already, though, leading the NFL in turnovers, I believe. What do you mean we're just scratching the surface?
We still, like you said, it's a whole new scheme. We got basically a full defense full of guys that, didn't play in the scheme last year. I wasn't in the scheme last year. And we still are, every week there's something, and it's always just small details, that we have to clean up.
You are dialed in.
Yeah.
And you're going to have success this year. Why these Packers fans love you. I'm so appreciative of the time. I know you're busy and want to get back to your world.
No, I appreciate you for having me.
All right, let's hit you with some DFS, Doodly fantasy plays for week 3. Who are these shadowy figures? Quarterback, Dak Prescott. Ravens, their pass defense, can you believe this? It ranks dead last in the NFL so far. Hopefully they improve it, but I think Dak bounces back. 8th most expensive quarterback on the Sunday afternoon slate. Great value for him at running back. This music is stressful. This music is me in my 20s in Germany at some club trying to elbow my way to get a drink. Speaking of Germany, Munich this year, $6,700 you can get Zach Charbonnet. If Kenneth Walker doesn't play, I like this. Walker missed last Sunday. He hasn't even practiced this week. So if he doesn't go, I think Zach gets a heavy workload. They got the Dolphins defense that's, of course, struggled against the run so far. And at receiver, how about Juwan Jennings? I've talked to this. Everyone's like, what a dog he is. He's got an opportunity. No CMC, no Debo. Kittle questionable. He's banged up. Juwan runs with this opportunity, and he's a dog, what everybody says. Banged up Rams secondary, by the way. Deep pull, but we like it. Nice value at $5,200. Oh my gosh, we only have a minute and 40 seconds. Hamilton, get in here. We got to acknowledge Shohei Ohtani, what he did yesterday. I was getting baseball texts. Come on, a couple of weeks left in the season, on the doorstep of being the first player in MLB history to hit 50 steals. Seth Dudowski has had me all over this, the biggest Dodgers fan I know. I knew about this. He went torched earth, okay? Scorched, torched, whatever you want to do. He marshmallow roasted it, okay? 6 for 6, 3 homers, 10 RBIs, so stupid, 2 steals, and he made the 50-50 thing happen. We were trying to explain it in terms of what it would be in the NFL. I said, with your help, because I was like, this is okay. Calvin Johnson, as we all know, he had 2 games left to get 182 yards needed to break that Jerry Rice record. And what did he do? We said, I don't want to wait. He put up 225 on the Falcons. He snagged the record with a week to spare, which was such a flex. That's what I think the Shohei was. What do you think?
I'm looking at Peyton Manning when he broke Drew Brees' single-season passing record. He needed 266 yards in the game to do it. He hit it at halftime. The last pass he threw was a touchdown to Demaryius Thomas. He was 25 of 28, 266 yards, and 4 touchdowns in the first half of that game to set the record. Got to sit the second half. Brock Osweiler handled it from there.
Shohei Ohtani, the greatest MLB player ever? Yes, ever. Let us know
Maybe.
at Up and Adam Show. Congrats to Shohei Ohtani and Dodgers fans everywhere getting ready for the playoffs. We got to talk to four-time All-Pro Justin Simmons, old Bronco, new Falcon. Mahomes doesn't love him. Here he is. Just a casual hang with four-time All-Pro, two-time Pro Bowler Justin Simmons. Justin, what did it feel like? Let's just start with this. Every team wanted you. Whenever free agency happened, there's not really a player every team is like, sign him, please, please, please. What did that feel like?
Yeah, it feels great to be wanted. That's always number one on the list. I feel like when you're in that free agent process is you want to go where you're wanted and where you feel valued. And it was our first time really going through it, so it's different. But and so thankful we're in Atlanta with Coach Rod and the staff and everyone here. They do such a great job, and looking forward to the year with them.
I didn't get to see you when I was down there, but I did talk to Terry and to Raw about how they got you in, and it was obviously some dinners, some conversations. Jesse Bates a big part of that, and it's amazing to see so early on you two are part of a top 10 defense. How happy are you?
Yeah, it's awesome. They did a good job reeling me in at the dinner. Jesse was there, Grady, AJ, obviously the leaders on the defense, and just talking about culture, right? And when the main questions I asked was like, when things get hard, what's the fire in this group? What does that look like? Because things are going to get hard, and I want to make sure I'm going to a place where like everyone wants it. Because in my 8 years, obviously this is year 9, I haven't been to the playoffs, and that's like number 1 on my bucket list right now. And I just want to play in meaningful football in December and January. So that's what sold me is that group and the want to itness from them and seeing how hungry they were. And so it's great that, obviously the first game wasn't what we wanted. Bounce back on Monday night. Got a big one Sunday night against the Chiefs here coming up, but really excited for our opportunity this season.
I've been saying it with that game you mentioned against the Eagles. At the end, if you're an Eagles fan, you thought you were going to lose because it's happened to them a lot. It's something that sort of has been haunting them or whatever. What is it about that last drive that did you feel like you were going to win?
Oh, 100%. And that's part of it, right? Like in choosing in free agency, like, this is a quarterback driven league. And so, part of the decision too is like knowing that, Kirk Cousins is here. And I mean, God forbid something happen. I mean, Michael Penix is here, like there's, you still have options as a backup. And so, in a quarterback driven league, you want to be able to rest assured that like when you don't always get the job done on defense, the offense will pick up the slack and vice versa. And so, once we got that stop and we held them to a field goal, I knew, man, Kirk was going to go do it. It was just how much time was he going to leave us, on defense to be able to go back out there if we needed to and things like that. So it was just a great team win, team effort. Really proud of the guys.
What stood out about Kirk on that drive?
I think it was everything that and I've never played with Kirk, played against him a few times, but I think it's everything. It was almost like it was like I was watching the game from the couch. It's the best way to explain it, right? Like I've seen him do that week in and week out, big time games, big time moments. And what stood out was his poise. I think there was this clip I saw, and I think it embodies this really well, where he threw the touchdown to Drake and he just like casually walks off the field, walks off the field. Yeah, he walks off the field. He gets to the sideline, takes off his helmet, and then the emotion pops. He slams it. He grabs his hat. It's like, yeah, that's how you do it, And I just think that's his demeanor, though. He's so cool, calm, and collected, knowing what's expected, knowing how to get it done, and then gets it done, and is not even fazed by it until a couple minutes afterwards.
What's Coach Raw like after a win like that?
Oh, he's the best. I'm actually really happy that I'm not a big fan normally of like the larger public kind of getting an inside look of like the locker room and stuff, just because the guys work hard to be in there. And I get it. There's an element of that where you want to get fans excited, things like that. But I am happy that the fandom in Atlanta got to see that moment with Ron, his first win as a head coach, because that's the attitude and demeanor he brings every single day. And like I felt that just at dinner, right? That first dinner I had with them, I felt that, and it was I don't know. There's just something about his charisma as a coach that just draws you in and wants to get. Well, you want to give a little bit more to the cause and a little bit more to winning, and you could feel that in that post game speech. And he's just like, who's next? Like, this is great, but who's next? Let's keep this rolling. So,
I mean, who's next though? Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Kansas City.
A lot of people say, I mean, he's the hardest player to play against. You are, let's just be honest here, you picked him off in 3 straight games.
Mm-hmm.
5 times in your career. I don't want to put the pressure on you, but what is the code to unlocking Pat?
Yeah. Pressure's a privilege. I wish I knew that code to beating him a lot, right? My record against him's not great. Obviously it's a team sport, but that's not great. And he's really talented. He breaks all barriers of, I guess, like what it's supposed to look like week in and week out. Obviously he'll have the drives where he's in the pocket, he's making the great passes, but I was telling the guys this week, playing against him a bunch over the years, I said that the first 3 to 4 seconds of the play, I think we're going to be fine. They're going to have some schemed up stuff. They have really good players. Andy Reid's an offensive genius. They're going to have things going for them, but it's the next 3 to 4 seconds that like really matter, in my opinion. Those are the touchdown savers or the big play up for a defense, like interceptions, sacks, things like that, because he does such a good job of extending the play, and the guys around him, and you can tell they practice it because they do it so well that they just know how to find the open spot, open zones, and he just trusts them enough to throw the ball to him. And over my years, I've seen that week in and week out of having to prep and play against them. They're the best in the business at that, and it's tough to play against. So
it's almost like don't get too excited in those first. What's the lesson? Like finish?
Yeah, no, finish is exactly it. But it's don't get content with covering the first 3 seconds of the play, because that's not it always, right? Like he's a great scrambler. And so we have a good rush, we have a great front seven, but they're not always going to get home. Defense, like secondary wise, that needs to be the mindset is they might not get home. We need to be able to cover for 6 seconds, 7 seconds, and play that cat and mouse game throughout the game. Because he's done it week in and week out against the best defenses, against the best rushes, the best rush plans, whatever it may be. He's proven he can do that.
Yeah, I mean, Jesse's had success against him too, so I'm sure you guys are helping the secondary a lot to get ready for this game.
Yeah, there's a lot of prep. Having a guy like Jesse is huge. Yeah. I've always played with really good safeties, like Kareem Jackson, and there's a few others, and obviously Darian Stewart, TJ Ward. Mm-hmm. And having a guy like Jesse is, just kind of takes it up one more notch, right? I mean, you're talking about a guy that has 20 plus interceptions, in his just 6 career seasons so far. And so every year it just seems like he's elevating the bar, and it's great to be around that and to just kind of dwell in part of his process and get to pick his brain, because he gets it, and there's no doubt why he's so special here in Atlanta, and looking forward to continuing that with him.
Changing teams isn't always easy. A lot comes with that. You have Jesse, who's at least he obviously changed. Has a full season as a Falcon. Now he goes into this year, so he's probably pretty settled. And then this case of you and Matt Judon, I likened it to Brad Pitt and George Clooney, and in Ocean's 11, I was saying that's Terry and Rob being like, we need one more. Let's go get one more to make it Ocean's 12, right? And that's adding Judon, adding you, but you joined later into camp. It's not super common. Do you feel like there's a whole other bar to be raised, in your own words? When do you think you'll hit your stride as a unit?
Yeah, I really do. I do believe in that. In a perfect world, I would love to say like now, right? Like I want to hit that bar now, and it's going to take time to put a time frame on it. I wouldn't want to sell, the time short.
How will you know? How will you know that you are where you want to be? What will that feel like?
Yeah, I think it's just seamless, right? Like there's that transition of it's just natural, it's comfortable. You don't have to necessarily work harder at getting like the job done. And anytime I do interviews or anything referring to football and like the ins and outs and the game prep, I'm always big on communication. And so like right now it's a little bit of over communicating just to make sure that we're all on the same page. And when the communication's at an all-time high, it's almost like we all know how to work well with each other, that not a lot needs to be said. So that's when I know, is when like not a lot needs to be said. We all are seeing the same thing and we all can execute at a high level. And so that needs to happen on my end, because obviously everyone here has been here for a while. So it's a lot of work on my end, but I'm up for it. And I can't wait to continue to keep raising the bar for that.
If fifth all pros on the way. Unbelievable. You've kind of done it all in the league. You've got sacks. If you look at, it's a very fun, like Google search, right? There's pick sixes. There's, my personal favorite is like blocking field goals. It's always really fun to watch. What is the play from your entire career that is for you the most rewatched on YouTube, if that were a thing? Like that you, really, that's the play.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I would have to go with my first like game winning interception. I'll never forget it. We're playing the Raiders at home. EJ Manuel was the quarterback, and wow. I think Mile High. And I think for me, it was earlier in the season. I think for me, it was just like once I've made the big play, like there's making great plays, but it was the play that like won the game. I think for me, put me in a mindset of like, I can do this. Like week in, week out, when the big play needs to be made by somebody, I can step up to the plate and make that play happen. So for me, like high point the ball, like Amari Cooper was the receiver, like one-on-one, go get the football, who's going to come down with it. I think for me, like that will always be etched in my brain, is like the moment that I went from like being, just like the guy that's in the right spot at the right time to like the guy that's going to make the play. And so that'll always stick out to me.
I love hearing you say that. Maybe we're just manifesting a big play against the Chiefs. Who knows?
That's right.
I can't imagine what that locker room will look like if you take them down.
That's right. It'll be electric. Can't wait for it.
Can't wait either. Enjoy. Congratulations on everything. It's just always a pleasure to talk to you. Good luck.
Yeah, thanks.
By the way, wait, what a time to come to that division. You couldn't have come when it wasn't very good. Now you're here and it's like every freaking offense and defense looks like the top 5 in the league.
I love it.
You do.
I love it.
Such a perfect Justin Simmons answer. Bring it on, Pete.
Let's do it.
Thanks, Justin.
Let's do it. Thanks, Kay. Appreciate you.
Okay, you probably want a little munchkin for your coffee, no? You good?